responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready? Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house!
Hey, Carol, how you doing?
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go, guys! Let's go! We ready? Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house!
Hey, Brian.
It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Winning Wednesday, and man, what in the world is going on in the city of Houston with the sports teams? I mean, what is actually happening here? Anybody help me out? Can anybody help? Won't somebody help me, please? The Rockets lost for the second time in a row to the LA Lakers. Final score this time, 117-100. LeBron James shooting threes in the corner, turning around and fist bumping somebody before it even went in. I didn't realize that that's what he had done at first until I saw the replay, and then somebody actually clipped it and dropped it on Instagram. But Brown and them showed out last night. And the Rockets could not do anything to stop it. In fact, they had plenty to say after the game about not being able to stop it. Let me let you hear James Harden's own words. From James Harden. Hold on, James. Not yet. Hang on. Let me get my volume up on this thing. Let me get it plugged up. Let me get it ready. And here's what James Harden had to say after the game. Oh. Well, now I get the right thing, huh?
Did you get to that level?
Hold on. Let me do it again. All right, here we go.
James, just going off these two games, do you think it's a good assessment of the kind of work this team still needs to do to get to that level?
We're not even close, honestly. To that team, obviously the defending champions, and to just all the other elite teams out there. You can tell the difference in these last two games.
Mark Berman.
James, are you surprised that
y'all never made a run at all in this one?
We're just not good enough. We don't obviously chemistry, talent-wise, just everything. And it was clear, like I said, these last few games. And just from the beginning of the game, it was just aggressive. Veteran team, obviously, championship team, and one of the best teams that we have in this league. I love this city. I literally, done everything that I can. This situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, thanks.
Did y'all hear it? Let me give you the high points. James Harden literally said, "We're just not good enough. I love this city. I don't think it can be fixed." James Harden literally said, "We're just not good enough. I love this city. I don't think it can be fixed." After losing to the Lakers for the second time, this time 117-100, before it was 120-102. That doesn't sound like a guy who wants to be here. They were the better team tonight. We got to work on our defensive sets. We got to switch. We got to help. We got to communicate. Offense, our shots didn't fall. We got to push the ball harder. We got to look for the open man. None of that. He said literally they were outclassed. We're a long way off. We're not even close. They're obviously a championship team, and we're not even close. I'm not coming in here to blast James Harden today. I'm not. It's Winning Wednesday. But man, that's serious. Those are some serious shots right there. And I got to be honest, I hope that they're not directed at the head coach, Stephen Silas. I do. Because Stephen didn't ask for any of this. And from what I understand, and my sources on this are pretty good, Russell Westbrook for sure went to bat for Stephen Silas to get the job. James Harden signed off on Stephen Silas to get the job. So I would hope that they didn't do all of that to then get to this point and, start throwing shots. We're not good. It's broken. I don't think it can get fixed. I mean, come on. I don't know. There's a lot of teams that aren't as good as the Lakers. In fact, 29 of them from last year, they beat everybody. They won the NBA Finals, the NBA Championship. So 29 other teams are not as good as the Lakers. But come on, bro. Seriously? I don't think it can get fixed. I'm about to start saying what I say about Nick Saban at halftime. Stop interviewing him. Stop trying to get Saban's comments at halftime. Wait till the end of the game. He's crotchety. He's a little older. You don't need him to say, I can't even hear you. I mean, oh my God. What? What are you saying? I can't hear you. Wait till the end of the game. Just give old Nick one and done. And if that's how Harden's going to talk, yeah, what is John Wall available? DeMarcus Cousins, can he come out? Where's PJ Tucker? Let's talk to him. I'm not trying to silence him. I'm not trying to cancel him. I'm just saying, 281-453-1000 if you want to get in. This segment brought to you by the Tax Doctor and Lily.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680. I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Now let's get back to the lunch break with AJ on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Winning Wednesday, and we'll be talking about those who are competing to win $600 cash in the lunch break weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge, the playoff edition. We'll talk about that. And man, I had to look twice. Somebody named Aaron just texted me, and I went off on Aaron, one of the Aaron guys from the Houston Chronicle yesterday, Aaron Wilson. But no, this is a different Aaron. Aaron says, "Do you think they ought to trade James Harden now?" Nothing has changed for me on the whole trading of James Harden. Nothing. I mean, if you can find a great deal for the team and not necessarily have to send him to one of his picks of his, of his preference, but you can find the best deal available for the team, trade him. But don't pull a Bill O'Brien and give up James Harden for the David Johnson of basketball and a second-round pick and a future some other round pick. Don't do that. If you can if you can trade James Harden for some value and some players and some cap relief and some, draft picks, put it together. Let's go. But again, it's tricky. It's real tricky. It's real tricky. What's up, G? Garrett Jones just tuned in. And of course, I'm hashtag GJ for GM. Yeah, we definitely keeping it going. Ain't nothing stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Nah, this thing is for life. Yeah, man. I'm waiting on big announcements. That's what I'm doing. So, but now this thing is tricky because again, you've got the players and the owners. You got the players and the owners. The owners have leverage. The players don't have as much leverage. In football, especially, the owners can cut a player and don't owe them another dime because a lot of the contracts are not guaranteed. There are some that are, but there are a lot of them that are not. Basketball, a little different, but not much. Not much. So sometimes a player's only ability to dictate where they go is to kind of force the issue. I think people just expect that the LeBron Jameses and the Kevin Durants and the James Hardens are just supposed to stay where they got drafted forever. And that's not the way it works. Just because you and I are trying to have a lifelong career at a company and, be there 30 years and get the golden watch when we retire and have the party and everything like that. Other businesses, other industries, other professions are different. And I dare say that nowadays, most folks, have figured out that that's not the case. I love the young entrepreneurial spirit that's flowing through this country, especially in my culture and community. Man, and listen, if they won't treat you right, they won't recognize your value and your worth and what you bring to their table, then make your own. Buy your own table. Make them come to yours. I'm not knocking it. So I'm kind of caught between, if James Harden wants out that bad, then I'm not going to knock him for doing what he's got to do to get out. And I know some of these comments are not directed at John Wall or DeMarcus Cousins or, some of the Jayshawn Tate or, some of the other young players. David Nwaba, he doesn't have issues with them, I don't think. Is he trying to come across as, frustrated and a little angry, a little edgy and not impressed? Yeah. Because what does that do? That helps him get out of here. I feel like the Rockets are just riding through a storm right now, and we got to keep driving. I mean, what are we going to do? I always wonder about the people when the weather gets bad and they pull off on the side of the road. They just pull off on the side of the highway. Like, I'm going to sit here till it clears up. Is that the safest place for you to be, on the side of the highway in rain where anyone can hydroplane or not be able to see clearly, and there you are on the side of the road? I'm not knocking it if that's what you do. I just say I personally wonder if that's the safest move. I feel like the Rockets just have to ride this one out. There's a date coming up that we're a day closer to than we were before, March 25th. That's the NBA trade deadline. If somebody wants James Harden that bad, listen, they'll put a deal together by March 25th. I'll tell you what, there's a team that was mentioned before that would probably, call would call Tillman Fertitta back and say, hey, what will it take now to get James Harden? And that's the Brooklyn Nets. I bet Brooklyn right now would If they haven't already been on the phone, they about to get on that phone with all that's been going on with Kyrie Irving. I don't know. You get Kyrie Irving and James Harden both in Brooklyn, and you got a couple of guys throwing parties that pop up on video, giving out honey buns, and not at strip clubs though. They were in celebration of their friends that were about to come up in business. So again, it's. I feel like the Rockets just have to ride this one out. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I feel like they just got to ride this one out. I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So, anyway, we take a break. I'll be right back right after this. OMG Tires and More bringing us this segment of the lunch break.
Jay, I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion.
with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian to Me show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Now let's get back to the lunch break with AJ on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Man, I had to get up and open the door. They've got the mega heat on today. They got the heat, this heat on top of heat today. Like the heat was cold, so they gave some heat to the heat. I mean, so y'all excuse the background back there. But I think this is somebody who's out there queening with Black college experience. I think this might be Keisha Kelly. Hello, you live on the lunch break. Who's this?
It is. It's Keisha Kelly. How are you?
You better come on in here queening, hanging out with Mr. Prime Time. Prime Time. What's going on?
We did. We just finished up SWAC Media Day. So, of course, it's virtual. And, of course, we had the opportunity to ask questions. So, of course, we started off with Alabama A&M. We're looking at the protocols that everybody's going to take as far as football, basketball, and everything. And, of course, we're moving progressively ahead with football season kicking off next month in February. But, of course, Deion Sanders was the last person to come into place, and everybody had their questions. So just to tell people, I'm going into this 5th year of Black college experience, and being a woman in this field is probably the scariest thing sometimes, but it's one of those things that you really have to take possession of. You have to take ownership. So when I'm a woman walking in a room that's dominated by men, I have to own the room.
You got to own the room. You got to know it.
I have to own the room. So I've learned in this time frame that even at media days, now that it's virtual, you have to hop in, you have to ask the questions, you have to be prepared. And I did. I went into this and I was really prepared on the questions that I asked. But when it got to Deion, I'm not one of those people. Everybody knows that Deion is recruiting like crazy, got commercials like crazy, got all this coming. So I'm the different reporter. I asked questions like, did you find the food that you were looking for in Jackson? How are you adjusting to Jackson, Mississippi? And we had different conversations. But when he walked off of the live, Andre, the last thing he said was, thank you, everybody. See you later, sweetheart. Bye, Keisha.
No. He didn't call you by name on the way out the door.
We are on a first-name basis now. We are on a first-name basis.
I'm going to say it again slow for the people in the back who can't hear me. That's what queening looks like right there. That's what queening looks like right there. Keisha Kelly, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. That's hard work right there. That's all your efforts and your labors paying off right there.
That is all the labor, all the hard work. It has been a long time coming, but we are excited for what's getting ready to happen. I'll be headed to Mobile in 2 weeks for Senior Bowl. It is. We're ready to kick things back off.
We have Keisha Kelly joining us, founder and host of Black College Experience, and doing amazing work. We had a very detailed discussion yesterday, me, Todd, and a gentleman by the name of Longhorn Keith, and we were talking about Deion going to Jackson State and how he literally has the opportunity, and I don't like to do comparisons, but just for visualization's sake, he has the opportunity to build the Alabama of the HBCUs right there at Jackson State, with the way he's getting recruits to flip and the way he's just kind of laying the groundwork. He literally has the opportunity to build something that can be there that we haven't seen in a long time. Eddie Robinson-ish, if you don't mind.
Correct. And it's one of the things where, again, we're seeing more and more people that are starting to commit to our institution. So it's a great thing. And a lot of times, people have the conversation like they don't want to face Deion, and he's getting all of the publicity, and even sitting on with Coach McNair, which is all for sitting on with Coach Fogg from Grambling, just having the conversation, and we all kind of laugh and joke around in media from that aspect with coaches, but it's just like you said, I had this conversation. This boosts us. That means that we have to step up from other universities. You have to up.
Right.
You see what he's doing. He's bringing so much attention to the conference, not only Jackson State,
right,
but bringing so much attention to the conference. So now, you know, we feel like we're the premier conference.
Yeah.
So we're the only conference that's actually doing something for the spring. So we're really excited about that.
I got to tell you, that is where I was going with that, because when you look at, you know, it's Alabama, it's Clemson, it's Ohio State, and typically it's somebody like Oklahoma or somebody else. That's it. That's the college football landscape. And, you know, to see Deion building something in the SWAC that is just, it's eye-catching. It's exciting. There's energy around it. It does make everybody else have to step their game up.
Correct. And that's exactly what it is. We're having to push forward. We're having to think. We're having to do what we have to do to make sure, you know, we all, you know, the thing is that you're getting 4-star, 5-star recruits. I mean, Alabama A&M got a 4-star recruit, you know, for a quarterback. So, you know, people are hopping in the transfer portal. People are coming to our schools left and right. And it's, you know, it's been happening, but now that Deion has arrived, it's on an upward trajectory. So more people are coming. So we're gonna keep preaching the sermon. You know, why not? Why not? Like, you come up here and get the same education, get the playing time. Why not HBCU?
I love that, Keisha. It's a fact, though. Why not HBCUs? Let me ask you a question, though. There was something else that we talked about. We got Keisha Kelly joining us here from Black College Experience. We were talking about what if other former NFL players and even coaches, you know, came to HBCU schools, maybe just not just the SWAC, but the MEAC and other schools, you know, like a Lovie Smith or, you know, like, you know, some of the other black head coaches that cannot get back into the NFL. Would that be a positive in your mind or a negative?
I think that would be a positive because it's quiet as kept. I've actually talked to former NFL players that have a desire to come coach at HBCUs. And I think they, you know, in their minds, they believe it'll make a difference as well as we do. And sometimes they have that outside connection, that resource that we don't. So I think it absolutely will be a positive. And I'm all for giving, you know, more African-American coaches, head coaching positions, because we don't see that. You know, we see when we'll, for lack of better terms, whose name I won't call, when it's an African-American that's been fired, it's, oh, he's been fired. Well, when it's a Caucasian, it's, oh, the team party ways.
Right. He's been relieved of his duty, something nice.
Right. It's all with the wording. And as a journalist, we know it's all about writing. It's all about the catchphrase. So I would love to see those people that come over to a HBCU and bring what you can bring. Bring your resources, bring your talent. Because just like the students, we're going to welcome the coach the same way. We're the same across the board.
Yeah, you know, I again, Keisha, I love when you, like you said, that opens up so many different doors and avenues, because now you literally have a pipeline to the NFL, to that next level, to some of these scouts and GMs and coaches that might not have taken as hard of a look at some of these players coming out of the HBCUs as they would if they got a relationship with that head coach that goes well beyond, you know, just them being a head coach at that school.
Correct. So again, we continue to welcome all the students that want to come in. If it's not a Jackson State, it's a Southern University, a Alabama A&M, a Grambling, a FAMU. All of these schools have rich traditions. The coaching, how many players, and I don't know if you saw that, how many players these schools have actually put into the NFL. I want to say Tennessee State might have been the first. Look at people that Coach Robinson coached.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's just a bunch of legends. And for February, that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to honor some of the legends. Coach Robinson, Ian Williams, Michael Strahan, Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Steve McNicholas. So I got a collection of that going right now. But these are the people that come out of the SWAC that we see on TV that sometimes people just don't know that they came out of a black school.
Yeah.
They were made at a black school.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that people understand that. They didn't go to an Alabama or Texas or Ohio.
Right.
These are people that went to your Mississippi Valley,
Yep.
your Southern University, your Grambling State. Alabama A&M.
Yep. Keisha Kelly, Black College Experience, dropped in on us here on the lunch break. Keisha, what's the head coach's name over at North Carolina A&T?
So North Carolina A&T is Coach Sam Washington.
Sam Washington, okay. Hadn't he won a bunch of a number of the Black College national championships?
Correct. He has been back on the Celebration Bowl. Coach Sam Washington graduated. Of course, he came from Mississippi Valley. And then, of course, he's over coaching at North Carolina A&T. And, of course, if y'all watched the championship game the other night, he was in the film room. I'm not embarrassed to say that I really wasn't tuned into that game. I turned over there to see him. I turned over there specifically to see Coach Washington, and I flipped back off.
Yeah. Now, he is one that every time I hear somebody say, well, where's the pool of coaches? I mean, where do you find a good black coach? You got a man down there that's just got a dynasty. I mean, just literally have a dynasty. And it's almost like people are willfully negligent. You don't want to know because all you got to do is look. And there's Coach Washington right there.
Right.
One of the other things, though, that came up with in our discussion was Coach Washington is such a staple and a pillar there. Would we want to see a Coach Washington get plucked away by a PWI or a Power 5 or the NFL when they make such a large impact out of North Carolina A&T like, Coach Washington is doing?
I would rather see him plucked away to the NFL versus him going to a PWI, honestly. I would rather see him elevated as far ahead as he can versus, being in that situation. And even if you look at a Stump Mitchell was at Southern, wasn't the best time, but now Stump Mitchell he's coached with quite a few teams in the NFL.
Right.
You look at that, and then you talk about the fellowship programs. The fellowship programs that come through the HBCUs, they do offer, they offer these coaches from the HBCUs to go in during the summertime and work with those teams and learn those different things. So they do give them the opportunity, if they go into that next step. But I absolutely, we pulled away at Coach Washington. It's kind of like a two-headed beast. You want to see him go, but you don't want to see him go. So if he wants to go, I'll be like, okay, you go to the NFL. But we don't want to see him go to a PWI. I absolutely will not know.
I got you. And as you were saying it kind of makes sense. I would much rather see him go to the New York Jets than I would want to see him going to Auburn or, somewhere else, especially if he has to go to one of those schools as an assistant, like an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator. With all of his accomplishments at North Carolina A&T, an athletic director better be talking about bringing him in as the head coach, not as an assistant or, a position coach.
Right, exactly. And that's what we see happen so many times with our coaches. They think we're only as good as, and I'm like, well, this guy was talking about, he was having this conversation, and we got into this whole thing, and just watching it, they really wouldn't let him get as much talk time in, but, he said what he said. And I said, we appreciate the actual opportunity. And this guy was basically saying how, they weren't doing this. And I said, some people just don't like to talk over people. And I said, you can't negate the fact that this man has won championships and he's done different things, that he's a great coach. And so he goes back into some other conversation. And just to shut people down, if you're sitting on Facebook talking to me, and this man is in the film room of a national championship, you can't compare what you've done in the past with this man that's a coach. You're just like me. You're on social media, being a social media coach. You're a social media coach just like me.
Keisha Kelly dropping it hard. Keisha, I appreciate you dropping in on us. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow all the great work that you're doing in this upcoming SWAC season. And not just SWAC, but in the HBCU Black College Experience.
So, of course, we are on Spreaker. You can always follow us on Instagram. That is going to be Black College Experience. On Twitter, we're Black College EXP. And then on Facebook, it's the Black College Experience. Within the next week or two, we're actually plugging into YouTube. So you'll be able to find us on YouTube. We're still on podcast. So we're all over the place. So I'll be able to drop all of that stuff. Follow us. You'll be able to see all of that on our social media pages.
And girl, let me tell you something. It's accomplishment after accomplishment after accomplishment for you. So keep up the great work. You always know we'd love to have you back over here on the lunch break.
Thank you so kindly. Have a good one, Andre.
All right. Keisha Kelly, y'all, Black College Experience.
Bye-bye.
Follow her. You'll be blessed. I'm telling you. All right, let me get ready to take a break. This segment brought to you by the Care Team. Care Team, if you don't have medical insurance, listen up because these good folks can help you. You'll hear from them right after the Tax Doctor and Lily.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hello, my name is Margaret, and I'm not a paid actor. I'm simply a very satisfied customer that has received good advice from the Care Team Insurance. Without the help from the Care Team, we would not have had health insurance. Care Team has saved my daughter's life.
This is one of the many great results of Care Team's efforts. Don't get caught with bad or no insurance at all. Let Care Team assist you with our free enrollment assistance program. Call now, 281-990-1377. There are over 13 million people without medical insurance that should qualify for plans starting at $0 to $50 per month. Care Team has helped thousands of people just like you. This is AJ Jones, and KYOK listeners, I want you to call now and see what you qualify for at 281-990-1377. That's 281-990-1377, or visit careteamcares.com.
You're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we are back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I want to thank again my sis, Keisha Kelly, Black College Experience, for dropping by the show. Let me tell you, you got to follow her. She is a great follow, especially on Twitter, man. She is hilarious on Twitter. So check her out, follow her, let her know you got her and followed her from the lunch break, all right? I cannot go another second longer without stopping the music and everything and saying Happy Founders Day to the dynamic ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. The ladies of DST, I mean it. Happy Founders Day. Happy Founders Day. If anybody knows Stacey Abrams, tell her I said, hey Stacey. I'm sorry, hey Miss Abrams, how you doing? So anyway, let me go to the phone line. Stay out of the middle of that now. Stay out of the middle of that. Just tell her I said hey. And if she need to call me, tell her she can call me. All right. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Todd.
Hey, Todd. Trying to get you a sister-in-law, bro.
I want to talk about these Rockets.
Man. Did you hear Harden's comments?
So I got a question. You know, it's been a minute since I lived in Houston.
All right.
But there's some pretty good food spots in Houston. Am I wrong?
Yeah, there's great food spots in Houston.
Well, by the looks of things, James Harden has been taste testing from every single spot.
Are you trying to say the man's out of shape?
Bruh, I turned the TV on last night, and I couldn't believe it was him. I mean, he's making it blatantly obvious. He's in the NBA. It's not like the NFL. Like Deshaun Watson's gonna have a hard time with that new contract getting him out of Houston. Not saying he can't. That's what he ends up wanting to do. It's just way more difficult in the NFL. But James Harden he's crossing the line as far as
man, I understand you want out, but man, can you at least be somewhat professional about it? It'd be like, AJ, let's say I work for the KYOK radio station, right?
Yeah.
And let's say I got a contract, I do the morning show, and I got a year left on my deal, and I want a raise. And you say, Todd, let's revisit that in 12 months when your contract's up, okay? Then, the day after we have that conversation, I coming in late, not even dressed appropriately, saying inappropriate things on the air. I get it. I get he wants out, but man, the lack of effort I've seen from him in the last few games, that's the part that I'm lost. I'm lost with him on that part of him doing it. I guess, shouldn't you conduct yourself in somewhat a professional fashion, even if you want to part from your current franchise you're with?
I mean, Todd, I say yes, but as I said before, earlier in the show, the players only have a limited ability of leverage. I mean, they just have a limited amount of leverage, and their leverage doesn't look like our leverage. We can just say, hey, look, I ain't coming in no more. When can I pick up my last check and go do something different? These guys can't do that, and they literally, sometimes have to act in ways that are contrary to their character and their personalities just to get the kind of things that we get on a regular basis.
Here's where so let's get specific what I'm talking about, right? Let's say you're a teammate of James Harden's, right? Because I went back and watched the game this morning because I recorded it, okay? I just caught pieces of it last night. When I'm watching last night's game, it looks blatantly obviously to me he's halfway trying. And as a teammate of him, I would have a severe problem with that behind closed doors.
I don't disagree with you. And I'm walking the fine line of not having I'm having a problem with it, but I'm walking a fine line of trying not to make my personal problem with it his problem.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't like it. Hear me when I say I don't like it. I don't think it's right. But sometimes that's the only way out for some of these guys. And we can say all day long, you got on your contract, you got on your contract. That's his contract. That's not our contract.
I don't have an issue with them wanting out. You're right, AJ. I don't work, with the Rockets, right? I don't have an issue with that. But I've always felt, even in a bad situation, you should still conduct yourself. Let me tell you why, if you don't mind, right?
Yeah.
Because when he's putting that bad film out there, these other suitors that would take him, even though they probably understand what he's doing, you may have some teams like a Pat Riley, because I know the Heat was one of his destinations he put out there. You may have a guy like a Pat Riley. He'd say, you know what? I like James, one of the top 5 player in the league, but man, you coming into camp out of shape. We obviously don't tolerate that here, and then you're not even trying.
Yeah.
I mean, that may hurt him. That could potentially backfire on James a little bit.
You know what? And Todd, I'm trying to cut you off, but that's the part that we say. I don't believe it's true. I mean, it might hurt with 1 or 2 teams, and I'm not going to put up with that. But those are typically not the teams he's trying to go to anyway. The teams that want him, they understand it. This guy can play. We've seen how many years of James Harden play? We know Harden can play. He don't want to play there anymore, and unfortunately, that's what it looked like. So once we get him over here and we get him happy and we wrap him around Kevin Durant and all the other players that they have there, he's a whole different dude. Chris Gardner just sent me something, and I want to kind of peruse it. It says, it basically says, will James Harden trade happen soon? Sources indicate it could. Looks like Shams Charania wrote this, and he said, of course, after what the comments, I don't think it could be fixed. A lot of people said, was a trade finally about to happen? And it says it appears that could be the case. Sources tell The Athletic that the Rockets are sifting through offers on potential James Harden trades from two teams, the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers, that could culminate quickly. And I just said, if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, whatever I offered the last time, it just went up. Listen, what do we got to add to this to make this thing happen? Because we don't know where Kyrie is.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, it is. But, I mean, what kind of team is that going to be if you got Kyrie over on one side of the club and James Harden over on the other, and they both swear they're working out?
I think at this, you know what I would do if I was the Rockets? I would do what the Pelicans did. I would send James home. Because the worst thing you could happen right now is get James hurt, right? And then you can't move him. So if I was Rocket ownership, I would say, look, James, based on your performance last night, you don't want to be here. And after the game, you said you don't want to be here, right? Oh, we'll send you home. We'll keep paying you, right? Not going to suspend you without pay. Then let's work out this deal.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't done that, that they didn't do that early on. I think that they tried to make it work. After what I heard last night, it probably ain't going to work. Unless you can pull off a deal right now, I would send him home. I would, and let these guys work on the chemistry. Because he even talked about that. The chemistry's wrong, da-da-da-da-da. Dude, you're what's wrong with the chemistry. They were balling before you got back.
Yeah, I just don't think, and you know, you got guys in that locker room, you know, John Wall, Boogie Cousins. I don't see a guy like Boogie Cousins that, in my opinion, when he's out there, he's really intense, right?
Yeah.
I don't see that sitting well with guys. I'm like, hey, dude, I understand you mad at this, but man, at least while you out here, can you at least try? You know,
I said that earlier. I said Boogie ain't nobody that's gonna back down. Boogie is the dude that, time out. Come here, man. Come here. Over here. No, over there is over there. Right here. And we'll get in. Long story short, he ain't scared of James Harden
at all.
Y'all thought Kendrick Perkins was that dude. DeMarcus Cousins is that dude.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I think you got to send him home. Let me bring up something else I want to ask you about, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Instagram, this is probably like a week or two ago, okay? And Steven Jackson was on there. And Steven Jackson was going off on James Harden and basically saying that, you know, black coaches rarely get a good job, right?
Yeah.
And then we see a guy like Silas get a job where he's got a superstar there, right?
Yeah.
And Steven Jackson was disappointed in Harden that we know that black coaches rarely get opportunities where there's a superstar on the team. Silas gets a job where there is a superstar on the team, and then now you see James Harden acting like this. What are your thoughts on those comments of Steven Jackson? Kind of see where he's coming from, or no?
I mean, I hear where he's coming from. I get where he's coming from. I don't necessarily disagree or agree that that's the issue here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay, hopefully. It's just tough all the way around. I even said before you called in, I don't think this reflects on Stephen Silas. He didn't ask for this. He's not the reason for this. I know that Russell Westbrook, advocated for Stephen Silas to get the job, and James Harden signed off on it. So I don't think this is about Stephen Silas. It's unfortunate. It's the perfect storm. Here's a young man, young black coach, finally getting his shot, and has two superstars, and now he's probably going to be down to none when it's all said and done.
So the question is where would James go? Where in what I've seen from James, and correct me if I'm wrong, he seems to only stay happy for brief moments, right? We had Dwight Howard, that didn't work. Got Chris Paul, that didn't work. Russell Westbrook, that didn't work. So is he happier back with the Daryl Morey? Maybe. with the Sixers and Doc. Maybe that works.
I think it's going to be. I think he would prefer to be in Brooklyn, back with Durant, but I think it's going to be all based on what they send back to the Rockets, and the better package to me is in Philly, especially if it includes one of the big names there.
Okay. Well, now we'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out, AJ.
Todd, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I got somebody who wants to do something special for you. Hold on a sec, Todd.
Okay.
Stay right there. Hold on.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That's my friend Jennifer Hudson. She wanted to drop through and sing happy birthday to you before you got off the phone line. Is that all right?
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. That made my day.
Enjoy it, brother. Have a good rest of your day, Todd.
All right. Thanks, AJ.
All right, man. Todd Malcolm, front runner for Caller of the Year for 2021. Front runner. El Michelle got to step up. All right. I know I got another caller standing by. Caller, stay right there, please. I've got to get a Sybil Wilkes on here with her COVID-19 update. So let me get Sybil Wilkes on with the COVID-19 update, and then we'll come back to our phone lines. If you want to get in, the number to dial is 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Again, we'll come back to our caller after this quick update from Sybil Wilkes on COVID-19 right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. Ahead of the House vote Tuesday night calling for Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump from office, a growing number of Republicans are backing impeaching the president. According to the New York Times, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell believes Donald Trump has committed multiple impeachable offenses and is pleased at the idea of him being impeached. The FBI is putting officials on alert about possible armed protests at state houses and government buildings in all 50 states leading up to President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. The National Guard is set to deploy up to 15,000 troops to quell potential unrest. 2 Democratic congresswomen have tested positive for COVID-19 after the attack on the Capitol last week. Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman of New Jersey and Representative Pramila Jayapal of Seattle linked the positive results to Republican lawmakers and their refusal to wear masks during the lockdown. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's our Winning Wednesday. Let me go back to the phone line. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Brother AJ, this is Ferdinand. What's up, lunch breakers? Happy birthday, Mr. Todd.
Hey, Ferdinand, how you doing? Caller of the year 2017. What it do?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful day in paradise. Look, AJ, the Rockets don't have no problem. Real simple. We see James was a problem coming onto the team. James is still a problem. So what has to happen, AJ, and I heard you guys saying the chemistry was better before he came aboard, limit James' time. You have to go in a direction where you're trying to win games. James is pouting for whatever reason. We saw it that Antonio's gone. We saw he don't have the authority to call shots. So we're not gonna cater to that. You get with those guys who want to win. You bring James in whenever you want to bring him in. If he's not productive, you sit his tail down on the bench and you keep going until you get James up out of here.
You know what? The way he's been going, he'd be on that bench a lot more than he has been. But I don't see them doing that with him. But last night's comments were just eye-opening. I mean, they really were. Ferdinand, stay right there. Let me hit the top of the hour, and then we'll be right back with Ferdinand right after this on the lunch break.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org and celebrating Todd Malcolm's birthday. You got the lunch break crew. Let me go back to caller of the year 2017, Ferdinand, talking about James Harden, his comments. We're just not good enough. Then he said, I love this city. And then he said, I don't think it can be fixed. After last night's 117-100 loss to the LA Lakers, their second in a row. I mean, there's 29 other teams not as good as the LA Lakers. I just didn't hear any, we didn't play well. We got to move the ball more, got to move our feet on defense. I didn't hear anything positive out of his comments. It was almost like, he was done with it.
And he is done. And that's why I say that for every problem, my brother, there's a solution. Right now, James has been a thorn in his teammates' side. Teammates want to be out there, be productive, to try to win games as best they can with the talent that they have. Every basketball team go through rebuilds. What James is going through, James been getting rebuilt how many? Every 3, 4, 5 years, AJ? They're giving James everything he needed to win a championship. And he haven't gave us anything but heartaches and headache. I never wanted him here. He's never been a team leader. Never. And he never will be. Attitude is everything. James doesn't have it. He's not a 5-star guy, and he never will be. When you're on a team and you're grown, you're past your 20s, you need to know it's a certain type of way you need to carry yourself. James has not carried himself in that way, and right now he's making a spectacle of himself.
Yeah.
If you want to be traded, show the world who you are. And Tillman, trust with me, Tillman Fertitta could trade you somewhere where you want to go. But by you being so ugly, you'll probably be on the worst team there is to get some first-round, second-round draft picks, because he don't deserve better when you're not giving better.
Yeah, in this case, we just got word from Chris Gardner, an article from Sham Charania over at the Athletic, that they're imminently close to a trade with either Brooklyn or Philly. So he's going to end up in one of his preferred spots.
It's just best to be that way. Sometimes you have to let bygones be bygones, and you have to move in a direction that's best for not only the team, the organization, everybody that supports the Houston Rockets. Everybody doesn't deserve what James Harden is giving. Man, you've had everything in the world you needed, and you're mad with what's going on now? You haven't done anything since you've been here. Yeah, you scored 40, 50 points. That's a wonderful thing. You will go down in the Hall of Fame. But don't make, because of the trade that you're disappointed with, affect everybody around you. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. It just keeps settling in with me that in the same year, the city of Houston can be without James Harden, Deshaun Watson, and J.J. Watt. Did you see the comments made by Andre Johnson? I'll read them. He tweeted out yesterday, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I stand my ground. The Texans organization is known for wasting players' careers. Since Jack Easterby has walked into the building, nothing good has happened in or for the organization. And for some reason, someone can't see what's going on. Pathetic. And he put about 3-4 exclamation points.
AJ, that's coming from a Hall of Famer. He's been there. He's been in the organization. He's been around. We've seen what they did, not only to Andre Johnson, but all the other ones we've been naming throughout the year. He's just speaking the truth. And when I wished I could have talked to Deshaun before he signed that contract. He deserves better, but you won't win a championship here, AJ. They're known and prone for selling tickets, not building a championship team.
Yeah.
You get 1 or 2, 3 guys that are name brand players to keep ticket sales. Other than that, we've seen a direction where we've had championship caliber talent here. Bill O'Brien got rid of all of them.
Yeah, Andre Johnson, not like you said, is a future Hall of Famer, but he's also a guy that doesn't say much. And when he says something, it's like Moses talking, Doc. It's like Moses that came off the mountain. What do you have to say?
Everybody listen. Yes, sir. Everybody listen. So
Yeah.
he's just speaking the truth. The truth will set us free, and sometimes people don't like the truth. So if I'm Deshaun, no matter what come, what go, AJ, I'm out of Houston. Now,
I really think he's trying to force that, Ferdinand. He was at the basketball game last night, and he still has not communicated with the Houston Texans. So he's not in Cabo anymore. He's back in the country, was at the game last night, and was probably getting his phone blown up by Nick Casario and Cal McNair, was like sending it to voicemail.
AJ, wouldn't you want what's best for you and your family?
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
This man that proved, AJ, to us that he's a winner. He carried the Texas team since he's been there. The only reason why Deshaun carried the ball long and have to because none of the plays work. But he's a fighter. He's a Patrick Mahomes. He wants to win. You can't stop a man who want to win. He know he's a winner. He's a champion. And champions sometimes don't get what they need if they're on the wrong team.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Decades. God bless.
Bless you, man.
All right, have a good. Appreciate it.
All right, Ferdinand, Caller of the Year 2017, dropping some real good stuff right there on us here on the Lunch Break Winning Wednesday. Man, I mean, it's like as the Texans turn, it's like all my Texans, not all my children, all my Texans. It's like General Texans, not General Hospital, but General Texans. These are the Texans of our lives, not the days of our lives. These are the days of our lives. These are the Texans of our lives. What is going on? And I'm just telling you, man, this is like crazy to me. And I will say this. Notice who hadn't said a word. And all of this that's been going on since Nick Casario got hired, notice who has not said a word. In fact, let me go to his Twitter account. Let me go to his Twitter account and see if he's putting anything out. Because I feel like one player has been inexplicably quiet. Hang on. Let me see what I got. I don't want to speak out of turn. He said Devontae is going crazy a day ago. He said definitely a penalty. No arguing that a day ago. He said Devontae is special a day ago. 2 days ago, he said refresh and reset, attempting to get rid of this elbow brace tan line. And he's walking on a beach somewhere. 2 days ago, he puts out a GIF, and it's just this crazy look like, okay. He says, I'm on a real roller coaster of emotions right now. He said, what in the world? He said, here we go. Picture of his wife. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. J.J. Watt has said nothing. Not, hey, Nick, welcome to Houston. Hey, looking forward to playing for you. Nothing. That's loud as it could possibly. Great pick, Cal. Great job, Jack. Here we go. Let's go. None of that. None of that. JJ's been quiet. Deshaun has gone on mute. And the quietest guy in the organization, because he's a special assistant to Cal, the quietest guy in the organization says, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I will stand my ground. The Texans organization is known for wasting players' careers. Since Jack Easterby has walked into the building, nothing good has happened in or for the organization. And for some reason, someone can't seem to see what's going on. Pathetic. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Just tell me what to do. Did y'all see the movie Battleship? Did anybody see the movie Battleship? There's a redheaded actor in the movie Battleship. Let me look this up. It's a good movie. I saw it again the other night. I've been real pensive lately. And when I'm real pensive, I like to watch old movies. So where's this guy? I should find him here. Where is he? Hold on. Figures he would be further down the line than I want him to be. No, I can't find him. I thought he would have been further up the cast. But anyway. Oh yeah, there he is. Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons. Jesse says, give me an order. I need to know what to do. Tell me what to do. Give me an order, sir. That's where I am right now with it. I just don't know what to do. I don't know if I should be upset. I don't know if I should be happy. I don't know what to do. I don't, with the Texans, with the Rockets, and for those who haven't been paying attention, the Astros got a little bit of problem. There's a lawsuit that names Justin Verlander of having scuffed up the ball with some solution from some guy. I just don't know how to feel about my pro teams here in town right now. Oh, yeah, and people are running down to Washington acting like complete nuts. And they're about to impeach the president for the second time. Whether he gets convicted or not is not the point. If the House votes to impeach him, it will be time number 2. There's a lot going on right now. There's just a lot happening right now. I don't know what to do. I'll take a break. Tax Doctor and Lily will be up next. We'll be right here. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680. I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, Call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
What is up with it on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM? The Denver Broncos have hired their general manager, a young man by the name of George Patton, agrees to a 6-year deal. Patton, a longtime Vikings assistant general manager, has agreed to a 6-year deal to become the Broncos general manager. For 14 years, Patton was with the Minnesota organization. Vice president and player personnel assistant general manager, worked alongside Vikings GM Rick Spielman. So, okay. All right. There you go. The Bears are going to keep their people. They're keeping their general manager, Ryan Pace, and head coach Matt Nagy. Chargers want to talk to Urban Meyer. That's all we got so far. That's all we got so far. Let me see if the Texans have talked to. If the Texans are, the Texans did finally. Well, we talked about that yesterday. The Texans did finally make a request to interview Eric Bieniemy, but they're kind of on hold. Like, Eric Bieniemy had a window of opportunity for them to interview him, and that window closed. So he's going to get back to them on when they will actually interview, which I think is funny. Somebody text me. Who was it? 832-501-45. I can't say the rest of the number. Person said, AJ, I just want my teams back. What in the world? I know. That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Like, what in the world? Every pro team right now is in Houston is a nightmare. And the best of the worst is probably the Astros. I mean, if I had to rank them right now, I'd say the Astros were, fecal matter on the bottom of your shoe. And the Texans and the Rockets equally were the fecal matter before you stepped in in your shoe. So you got it on the bottom of your shoe, and then you got it all spread around. That's them. I mean, it's bad. And I'm trying to figure out where it's from the Texans. I'll say that it's ownership. All this time we thought Cal was quiet and half interested and just turned it over to Bill to run however he wanted to run it, and that's just not true. I mean, we can stop with that myth. Cal McNair is not the silent doofus that everybody thinks he is. Cal McNair is calling the shots. I don't know why I'm on this movie kick right now. Did y'all see the movie 7 with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt? And the guy who, I won't say his name because he did a lot of, he was a key figure in the Me Too movement, taking advantage of people. But in the movie, Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt drive the antagonist out to the middle of the desert. And a guy pulls up in a delivery van, and there's a box. And Morgan's like, oh, what should I do? Bomb squad's too far away. I'm going to open it. And he opens up the box, and what he sees in it says, hey, don't come in here. We don't have the upper hand. We are not in control. Cal McNair is in control, in complete control. He is not the silent, don't know what he's doing person. I mean, he might not be making good decisions, but he's making the decisions. Which makes me look back now. Now I got to look back and think, well, maybe Bill O'Brien didn't get Rick Smith fired. Maybe Cal just said, hey, you're done. And we're going to make it look like you just took some time away. I was the one that put the picture up of Dwayne Brown holding the Fight the Power fist over his head. And I said, is this the reason why the Texans are not giving him a new deal? And next thing you know, he gets traded. That might not have been Bill O'Brien. That might have been Cal. And Cal may have, we're thinking that Jack Easterby came in and is running the show. Cal might have just brought Jack Easterby in to do more of what he wants to do. Let's take a break. I'll be right back. 281-453-1000. I'm just speculating, but speculate with me. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian Than Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show, right here
Hey,
on
Barry
the legendary
Damio.
KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
The lunch break, where sports are the special of the day on the legendary KYOK.
I'm not gonna say that there might be a chance that I'll be on the Not So Christian and Me show, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you might want to tune in not this Saturday, but next Saturday to the Not So Christian and Me show, because maybe I might be on the show. I mean, you ought to tune into it this Saturday, next Saturday, and the Saturday after that, because it's a really good show. I mean, it is one of the best shows on. But I'm just saying, if you just happen to tune in, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, and you hear somebody that sounds like me on the show, it might be me. I mean, and I'm kind of excited about it. So I'm just letting you know. Be sure and check out my brother and the good crew over there on the Not So Christian and Me show. They do a great job. I'm looking forward to it. Larry Scott and the good folks over there. He and his new wife. Looking forward to being a part of the show. All right, so I got a bunch of text messages. Chris Gardner of Houston Roundball Review says, I am looking forward to tomorrow's show. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show too. You know, I don't know if I'm looking as forward to it as I am about next Saturday, but I'm just saying. Look, Larry Scott is right there. He's right there saying, yes, sir. Hey, man, it's going to be lit. I'm excited, man. I'm going to be starstruck. I mean, you got to, bro, your studio crew is just on the one. Your co-hosts and guests and stuff, man, I might have to go. I might have to do like Willie Gibson, go get my hair done and get my beard trimmed up. And I don't know, is there a 1-day weight loss pill? I might need to do all that. Come in here looking right. But anyway, man, Rockets, Texans, just craziness, and crazy, but not as crazy, the Houston Astros. So we'll see. I don't even know where to go. I don't even. Let's do this. Let's go here. Spurs beat Oklahoma City 112-102 last night. They got 24 from Lonnie Walker IV. That young man is balling. They're going to host the Rockets tomorrow and Saturday. They got back-to-back games with the Rockets in San Antonio tomorrow and Saturday. I don't know if I want to go out on a limb and say that the Spurs sweep the Rockets. I'm not going to do that. Let me see. Let me look at the standings. Can I look at the standings before I make any kind of predictions? Hold on. Let me do that. Hold on. NBA standings. Here we go. Conference standings. Here we go. Right now in the West, number 1, the Lakers, 9-3. Number 2, Utah, 7-4. They're tied with the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns at 7-4. At number 5, you got Portland at 6-4. Dallas is 6 at 5-4. Golden State at 7, and then the Spurs are 8th. And then you got to go all the way down to second to last to get to the Rockets. Spurs might sweep them, especially if they're still fooling around with the whole James Harden trade this and issue with that and might go here this. And I mean, it's one of the deals where if you're going to do it, do it. Get who you're going to get for him and just let's go. If you're not going to do it, then don't do it and don't have the guys having to answer questions about it the whole time. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, then don't. But it's not fair to the other guys, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Jayshawn Tate, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, Daniel House. Kenyon Martin Jr. It's not fair to all of them to be having to deal with all of this. But they're professionals, AJ. Yeah, you know what? Think about it. You don't want somebody on your job asking you the same questions over and over again. Hey, so what do you think about James Harden and him being traded? Hey, so what do you think about James Harden? Dude, I just dropped 40. Yeah, but what about James Harden in the trade? I mean, I love my business. I love this industry. I love this line of work, but there's some people that are not very creative, and they're going to ask the same question. Well, everybody wants to know, what about James Harden? Dude, I just had a triple-double. Yeah, but what about James Harden? It gets old. It gets old. It's like the 6'8" guy, and everybody asks, hey, so you play basketball? I'm a chemist. You're 6'8". I've never played basketball in my life. I'm a chemist. I've been mixing stuff up all my life. Never a basketball. You sure you're not a basketball player? Hey, what team do you play for? I am a chemist. A young lady, 6'3". Hey, do you play basketball? Not a day in my life. Are you a model? No. I mean, some people just get tired of that over and over again. So if you're going to do it, do it. I think the Spurs might sweep them. I think the juju is bad right now around the team. It's just bad energy. You got to correct the energy. I mean, y'all have you ever had that one friend that's always negative? They got a problem with everything. Like, girl, let's go down to and to our favorite restaurant. Child, no, you know they got Corona out there. They have an outdoor patio. You can social distance. You know, we can be way off away from there. No, because I don't want to be outside, because then, you know, the bugs will be on my food. But it's our favorite restaurant. Yeah, well, it's not really my favorite. Last time I went, they messed up my da-da-da-da-da. You don't even know if the same cook will be there. All right, well, let's just order in. What do you want? I don't want to order in, because the last time we ordered in, they gave me the wrong stuff. And when you order in, you can't send it back. Well, let's just pull up pictures of food and just look at it. I don't want to pull up pictures of food, because the last time I pulled up pictures of food, I looked at it and I got hungry. I wanted to go to our favorite restaurant. You know, you got some people that are just negative. The energy around the Rockets and the Texans is just bad right now. And I feel like two people whose names start with J-A are the cause of it. For the Texans, it's Jack. And for the Rockets, I think it's James. Whatever his issue is with Tillman Fertitta, he wants out. All right. I see you. Bye. You're not going to mess it up for everybody, right? Ferdinand, I'm starting to hear what you're saying, brother. I mean, it looks bad. Didn't I tell y'all Golden State was going to slide into one of those top 8 spots? I know we got 100 games left to play. They're going to play 72 this year. They've played 9 games. But Golden State has bounced back. They were getting blown out at first, but now they are 6-5, and they're in that number 7 spot. I said Dallas was going to be in there. They're in there. Everybody that I said was going to be in there was in there, but there are a couple of teams that I thought would be contending. Denver, obviously, they're not. New Orleans. And then I thought Memphis was going to be better. Oklahoma City. Well, Oklahoma City did a hard reset. Rockets are down second to last. I mean, I know we got a ton of basketball to play. Over in the East, Celtics number 1, 7-3. 76ers number 2, 8-4. Milwaukee, you know, they're always going to be there, 7-4. Indiana, 7-4. That's a strange team to me. They just never go away. Indiana is like Utah of the East. They just never go away. They're always right there. Always right there. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
AJ Longhorn Keith, man. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Fantabulous. Hey, before I forget, let me say this real quick. Can you shout out Keisha Kelly's socials again when y'all were talking earlier? I missed the last part when she was giving out her socials.
I'll do you one better. I'll inbox you so you'll have them.
That's awesome, man. Thank you, bro.
You know you'll have
Hey,
them.
listen, man. Awesome. Hey, I wanted to talk quickly about this James Harden situation and all valid points that you make in regards, and I love the take that you gave about, listen, this is not in comparison to we at our jobs looking to stay there forever. These guys have to make the best moves for them, and I totally agree with that. However, in this situation, there's one point that I also want to bring up, and that is I wouldn't have an issue with that if James Harden hadn't dictated what players and even coaches were here for him. They've been over backwards to ensure that James was totally accommodated with the players, with the coaches. And my biggest frustration in all of this is, man, you got a first-year black head coach who is trying to cut his teeth in the league, knowing how hard it is for a young African-American coach to coach into this league. And you don't give him not 90%, not 80%. And listen, I don't know his health, so I can't speak to it, but it just doesn't seem like he's given 100%. And from that perspective, man, that's probably what chaps my hide the most, is that this guy, you're requesting to be traded, fine. Play until you're traded. Why come out there sulking over the fact that your cereal is, your cereal is soggy because you let the milk sit in too long? Come on, bro. You got to do better than this. And, I just feel like at this point, the Rockets and whatever trades are out there, I hate it that they're going to have to take pennies on the dollar, but they're going to have to make a move that's in the best interest of this franchise to keep it going. And I also feel bad for the players around him. Boogie Cousins and John Wall, they came here expecting to play with all-star level James Harden, and they're getting a guy who really is sucking his thumb wanting to be traded. And it's mind-blowing to me, man. And I don't like it. I don't like the optics of it, but I do understand your point as well. These guys don't get to dictate their circumstances a lot. And so he's got to take advantage of that. I just think there's a professional way in which you should do that.
Hey, Keith, I don't disagree with you at all. That's why I say it. I feel like I'm kind of caught in the middle because I want to go ham on Harden. But then when I think about it, man, again, coming out of college, think about it. You want to go work for this company, and they tell you that you're going to work for somebody else. Like, I don't want to work for them, but that's who you're going to work for. Like, that's not what I'm going to – that's who you're going to work for. You're not going to work. I mean, that's how the system is set up for these guys. So that to me, and it doesn't change for 4 to 5 years in some cases. That to me is just different, man. I can't imagine it because I've never experienced it. I one time had a non-compete clause where I left a company and I could not work in that industry for 2 years. That was tough, bro, because I had people that wanted me to work for them. And I knew how to do the work real good. And guess what? I couldn't. That's as close as I can get.
Yeah, those non-competes are, I can't stand them. I've had those same things in my career as well. It's never fun. And so it's and I understand your feeling being caught in the middle because you really want to just say what you want to say, but at the same time you understand the circumstances. I agree with that. Let me just say this last little thing too, man. So our new head coach starting got in an interview last night, did a press conference, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man, and I'll keep saying this. I wasn't impressed with the hire, but I wasn't disappointed that they got rid of Tom Herman. However, I will tell you, after this first press conference, it's only one, I'm extremely impressed with the guy. And probably more so than anything that he said, He's got a strong black woman on his side, brother.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. I was trying to be respectful of his Delta Sigma Theta wife, and I'm following her on Instagram, and I said, well, let me go ahead and follow him too. You know, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I got to be honest. I'm leaning in a little bit closer than I was before on him. And I'll be honest with you, I like the fact that he addressed the alcohol issue head on. I like the fact that he didn't shy away from it. He addressed it head on. And, you know, again, I don't wish anything bad on the dude. My issue is not everybody gets those same kind of opportunities for redemption that he is receiving. And that's all I want. At the end of the day, I don't hate Sark. I hope it works out for him and the UT family. But, man, I like other guys too, and I wish they would get that kind of grace.
Yeah, no doubt. You and I both, man. Hey, well, listen, brother, as always, good talking to you, man. Have a blessed day.
All right, brother, I'll send you that message later.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Longhorn Keith, always a good call. We'll be right back with more. This segment brought to you by the CARE team. The CARE team is here to help you if you don't have medical insurance and you can't afford it. Well, they can make it affordable for you and tell you how much you can qualify for. The CARE team cares right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Coronavirus is ravaging our community. Make sure you have health insurance. Let Care Team Insurance assist you with our free medical enrollment assistance program. Call now and see what you qualify for at 281-990-1377. There are over 13 million people without insurance that should qualify for plans starting at $0 to only $50 per month. Care Team has helped thousands of people just like you by providing free enrollment assistance. Don't be taken advantage of by people selling bad or fake insurance. Make sure you have health insurance. Let Care Team Insurance assist you. This is AJ Jones, and KYOK listeners, I want you to call now and see what you qualify for. Plans starting at $0 to only $50 per month at 281-990-1377. That's 281-990-1377. Or visit careteamcares.com.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, got a shout-out to all the Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated ladies out there, dynamic Deltas. Happy Founders Day to y'all. And again, I want y'all to enjoy your day. And then, of course, I think AKAs are next, right? J15, right? So, man, I tell you, I like having them back to back like that. I like that. The Divine Nine, man, shaping the entire nation right now. All right, I was talking about the East. Got some interesting teams up there. I said the Pacers are the Utah of the East. They're 7-4 at the number 4 spot. Number 5, Orlando, 6-5. Number 6, Charlotte. Yeah, y'all laughed at LaMelo Ball. And all he's doing is balling. All he's doing is living his best life in the, say it with me, NBA. Again, I love my industry. I love, my colleagues. I do. But, man, there's a lot of times we are wrong. That brother is getting it in. I'm happy for the Ball family. All of them. Lonzo, LaMelo, LiAngelo, and LeVar. Happy for them. And wife. Happy for them. Happy for them. Hope they got nieces and nephews that get in. All right. Brooklyn is at number 7, and then at number 8, the Atlanta Hawks. Teams out of the top 8 right now in the East. The Knicks, the Heat, the Miami Heat, that were in the NBA Finals, they'll be there. Cavaliers, Bulls, Wizards, Raptors, and Pistons. It's funny to see the Raptors down there that low. Funny to see them down there that low. They a couple of years away, removed from having won the chip. What did Drake say? Well, my chip they were interviewing Drake like he played 48 minutes. Like he played 48 minutes and dropped 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. You had interview crews in front of Drake. That was hilarious. Loved the energy, though. Was real happy for the country of Canada and happy for the Raptors, especially happy for Kawhi Leonard. And what's crazy is for all the negative talk about the Clippers, they're only a game behind the Lakers for the top spot. Everybody talking, bearing the Clippers. So, let's just let it play out. I'll go back to what I said earlier. I feel like the Rockets are in a storm. It just gotta keep driving until it clears out. And if that means dropping James Harden off at the nearest trade destination, okay. Just get good stuff back for him. Let's not let the Bill O'Brien on how to trade players become the norm for the city. Need some firsts, some seconds, and some players. I don't know how this Deshaun Watson thing's gonna play out, but can I say this and y'all can just be mad at me? Y'all been mad at me before, you'll get over it. I hope he gets what he wants, whatever that is. I hope Deshaun gets what he wants, whatever that is. And if he doesn't want to be on a team led by Jack Easterby and Nick Caserio, I hope he gets what he wants. For all of the same reasons that I said about James Harden. He didn't get to pick. He didn't get to choose. The Texans chose him. And they decided that they wanted Jack Easterby, former chaplain, to run football operations and Nick Caserio to come in and be the general manager. And they're probably going to bring in a New England-related guy to do the head coaching. Deshaun don't want to do that. Said we need a change in culture. J.J. Watt hadn't said anything about it, not because he's happy with it. He hadn't said anything on purpose. He ain't dumb. But the one guy who's normally quiet went off. Andre Johnson, come on. From the back row, off the top rope. What was the guy that used to call the wrestler? He's got the brass knucks. He's got the brass knucks. Andre Johnson off the top rope. It's a slobber knocker. I bet Nick Caserio and Cal McNair didn't see that one coming. And he called Jack Easterby by name. That's my kind of dude right there. Don't go with the unnamed sources. Don't go with y'all know who I'm talking about. Jack Easterby. I said what I said. Call me if you need to know the details. So anyway. All right, let me get to these games. Saturday, we got what? Green Bay hosting the Rams, 3:35 live on Fox. CBS Sports analysts have Green Bay winning that one. I agree with them. After that, they got the Bills hosting Baltimore, 7:15 on NBC. CBS Sports analysts they got the Bills winning that one. I don't see it that way. I don't know why, but I feel like Baltimore is going to shake off some of their ghosts of playoffs past. And I think they're going to make a run. I think it's going to finally be them and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. On the Sunday games, they've got Kansas City over Cleveland by a lot. I don't know if I've got it by a lot, but I've definitely got Kansas City over Cleveland. I've got Kansas City over Cleveland. And then in the late game, New Orleans and Tampa Bay in New Orleans at 5:40 on Fox. They've got Drew Brees and the Saints over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. That's going to be a close game. I feel like Tom is going to do something great and have me like wondering, like stressed out and worried. Are my Saints going to pull it out? I think they will, but for some reason, man, I see Drew Brees in the playoff. Like, I feel like he's going to throw a dumb interception or an untimely fumble or something. I just feel like Drew Brees is going to do something to make that game closer than it needs to be. I'll tell you what the key of that game is going to be. Will Tampa Bay run the ball with Leonard Fournette? Will they establish the run with Leonard Fournette? If they do, it's going to be a close game. If they don't, and they just, think Tom Brady's going to throw it all around the yard 60 times, ain't going to work. Saints defense is too good for that. But if they can establish the run and, keep the Saints defense guessing, it's going to be a close game. I still think the Saints win it, but they win it with Tampa Bay makes it close with a balanced attack and not with just Tom Brady and him we trust. Uh-oh. Chris Gardner, he's sending me nuggets. Boogie Cousins dropped a bomb on Harden, and he says, and I quote, "The disrespect started way before." Oh, in the words of one of the great callers of a pro sporting event ever. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. I told y'all, Boogie Cousins, it wasn't going to take long. And he is not going to back down until something gets made right. So here we go. All I hope James Harden realizes is that this ain't Dwight Howard. And this definitely ain't Chris Paul. And this ain't your Brody Russell Westbrook. This is Boogie Cousins. And Boogie don't play. So it's about to go down. I can't wait to get back in here tomorrow. Throwback Thursday with Chris Gardner dropping by from Houston Roundball Review. We'll try and get him on early so we can just get right to it. Again, the Rockets will be visiting the Spurs for the next two games starting tomorrow at 6:30. They'll play there Saturday as well. And we'll see what happens with the Rockets. Again, we'll get ready to wrap this thing up, see if there's any breaking news out there before we go. Any breaking news out there before we go? Nope. Nothing breaking. Again, Broncos finally got their general manager, and the Rockets reportedly are close to a deal with either the Brooklyn Nets or the Philadelphia 76ers on moving James Harden. So that's what we got. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes queued up. Monica Morris Howard says she's sick of James Harden. You're not the only one, dear. I mean, for real. This is getting bad. This is getting bad. And I don't mean let me be respectful. I don't call you dear out of disrespect, you being a woman or anything like that. I call you dear because I care about you. I love you. So, you know how I feel about you. You know the deal. I don't want anybody to think I'm over here going Chris Collinsworth on nobody because I'm not. But yeah, you in good company with that. James Harden is not ingratiating himself with the Houston fans. So what's crazy is when he gets traded, when he comes back, how's the fan base going to treat him? Like I think they'll cheer for Chris Paul. I think they'll cheer for Russell Westbrook. Heck, they might even cheer for Dwight Howard. But the way Harden is going right now, be glad there won't be fans in the stands, or if so, not many. Not many. Thank you. Monica said, didn't take no offense to being called dear. I appreciate you. Again, I mean no disrespect. I got nothing but love and faith in women, and definitely our women. Y'all are some of the strongest, most powerful, dynamic ever created. And I mean that. And I apologize for us taking y'all for granted for so long. All right, let me get out of here. Sybil Wilkes up next with the COVID-19 update. Then you got Donnie McClurkin. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings. And then you've got Shiloh Radio. And your boy will be in after that with Throwback Thursday. Chris Gardner will be with me. Might have another guest as well. So y'all be safe out there. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Give people 6 feet. Sanitize everything around you, too. And when you see that racism, man, kill it. I mean, kill it. Not the person, the racism. This got to come to an end. All right, y'all. Here's Sybil. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. Ahead of the House vote Tuesday night calling for Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump from office, a growing number of Republicans are backing impeaching the president. According to the New York Times, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell believes Donald Trump has committed multiple impeachable offenses and is pleased at the idea of him being impeached. The FBI is putting officials on alert about possible armed protests at state houses and government buildings in all 50 states leading up to President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. The National Guard is set to deploy up to 15,000 troops to potential unrest. 2 Democratic congresswomen have tested positive for COVID-19 after the attack on the Capitol last week. Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman of New Jersey and Representative Pramila Jayapal of Seattle linked the positive results to Republican lawmakers and their refusal to wear masks during the lockdown. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Appreciate y'all for calling in and following and everything like that. And be sure and follow my dear friend, sister Keisha Kelly. She is doing great work over there at Black College Experience. And again, thank y'all for being who you are. Monica, Morris, Howard, thank you for the grace. I appreciate you. You know, man, hey. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.